all for being here today in solidarity and support. My name is Maya. I'll be your MC today. Protect our NDIS rally in Orley, Perth. Today's 6 rallies are happening across the country. Before we begin, I'd like to welcome our Auslan interpreter, Danny, who will be interpreting today's program. We now begin with our welcome to country from Karina. Karina, you ready to go, mate?
Hiya, Wandru, people in Butcher, Yunga Butcher, Boru Butcher, Wajak. Part of our Noongar nations is where you all stand and meet today and gather. As an elder custodian in my community and in my family, I'd like to welcome you to our part of this beautiful country, the land here, Noongar people country. My people, my ancestors have, been a part of this ancient land for many years. I'm happy and grateful that I've come from strong blood, strong people with Noongar blood. My blood runs up through to the Bilba, Inchbari country, and right up through to eastwards to Kalgoorlie, Wongatha country, right throughout Yabaju country as well, through my grandmother and great-grandfather's sides. As a disabled woman nowadays, it's very hard. It's very hard when you're black and you're disabled. You get double whammy of the racism, the discrimination, the trauma, the sufferings that one person has to go through. I'm a double, triple amputee. I've got fingers cut off, hand cut off, leg cut off. I can't use my other foot. Clinically blind in my right eye. Minimal vision in the other eye. And it's just very sad, and what our Anthony Albanese government's trying to do to us, disability community. And it's really hard that, I find it really hard out there that, that this is even put on the agenda to cut funds, to cut more funds. NDIS to us disabled people, whether we're black, white, Brindle, no matter where we come from. We need our funding. We need our funding to be able to live, to be able to get through each day, every day. I can't do things in my life nowadays without my support workers. I have support 24/7. Utilising the little bit of support I do get about into the community in between my own hemodialysis. These are very vital things in my life because it gets me out of my house. It gets me out into community. It gets me out doing the things I love doing. And it's one of the main things that this government want to get rid of and want to take funds from is, NDIS, the community side of our fundings. That where we get funded to be able to get out and about in our community, I'd love to be standing with you all there today, but it's a bit of miss that it's been brought today it's been brought forward till today instead of tomorrow. And I have hemodialysis today, which I'm ready to go forward now. But it is so hard. We need to stand together. We need to start rallying together. We need to start listening as well. We need to start listening. When we organise these gatherings, when we're bringing our disabled community together, please listen to all. Listen to us elders. Listen to our community. Listen to those leaders. And I'm one strong, damn good leader in my community, in our community, I fought for years looking at injustices that my people have struggled with, starting our Invasion Day rally here in Perth, standing to change the date to 26th of January, and fighting for our land. We need to fight for our land as well. Our land is very important to us. It's ancient. My culture is ancient. So, today when you all stand, there's speak together, please. Please talk, please listen. And active listening, please. Because we can only move forward together if we're actively listening, communicating well. You know, we can bring this, we can do these things, we can have these rallies and you can have these events. But let's bring all our community together and let's get all our voices heard. Because it is hard being disabled and we need to make changes and we need to do it now. So Anthony Albanese, he needs to start walking in our shoes, take our steps. Because he wouldn't be able to live the way that we got to live. He wouldn't be able to do it. He would not be able to do it. You know? Even those NDIS officers sitting in their offices making decisions for us. I'm now being told that I can't have, you know, or maybe I don't need my level 3 specialised coordinator, support coordinator, you know, which is a joke. I've got a coordinator up in Perth, NDIS planner.
Karina, thank you for that. We just need to wrap it up now because we need to move on to the next speaker.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you for that. That's one thing I talk about is respect. As an elder, I need respect.
Yeah, thank you very much, Karina. Thank you for your help. I appreciate it. Thank you for that meaningful welcome to country, Karina. Today we are here because we are all concerned about Labor government's cut to the NDIS. There is a bill before the Parliament at the moment we want to stop. At the rally today we will hear speeches from 5 disabled people who will each share a little bit about themselves and why they want to see the NDIS cut stop. We also have 2 people performing a song and a dance. We will finish by 2 p.m.
I am really sorry about the volume of the microphone. Unfortunately, this is as loud as it's going to come. So don't mind the people with the cameras there. They can work around us. Come forward and make sure everyone can hear, please.
Our first speaker is Kat Johns from People with Disabilities WA. Please welcome Kat.
Hi, we don't have very much time left. It's really worrying that the Senate inquiry is finishing up pretty soon, so I think we do need to, you know, give it our all, given that we've done everything that we can do. We still have time. It's not much time, but any time is good time. So we need to use it wisely, keep lobbying. I have heard some interesting things over the last few days from senior people in the Labour Party. So, for example, yesterday I heard the Attorney General say, "We love the NDIS. We are not going to be taking away supports of people to go into the community and to participate in economic life." So either this person's been asleep and has no idea what's going on, or maybe there is a little bit of change happening there. So let's hope for the latter and lobby to try to stop this bill, or at least try to take out and remove all the really damaging things that are going to have a major impact on our people. We're all really worried about how the most vulnerable people in our society are going to be left if this bill goes through, and how we would respond to that should that happen, and how we then go about, you know, lobbying and campaigning at the next election to get our rights back. So yeah, I think there's so many things that could be done to improve the program. Like, it is a new program in the scheme of things. It's very complex. It's national. It was never going to be perfect. But yeah, every program like this has teething issues. There's a few efficiencies that can be made. The lawyers that are spent on appeals, for example, there's more money spent on those than for the whole of advocacy in a national program. So it's just outrageous. And there's also just a lot of, delayed appeals. There's lots of efficiencies around the numbers of staff and the way that they're utilised within the NDIA. So there's just so many things that can be done, and it's outrageous that Labor have spun to the people, to the taxpayers, that the way to deal with fraud is to cut frontline services. I've just never heard of anything like this before. I've never heard of this in the banking industry, like there's fraud. I've never heard of people say, oh, we're just going to stop everyone having bank accounts because there's fraud. In the building industry, are we going to take away people's rights to have a tradie because there's fraud in the building industry? This is just not logical. I think there is a lot of spin about fraud anyway. But, obviously we do know that some fraud is happening, but it is the participants that on the NDIS that bear the brunt of that. They're not the ones that should be punished. It's illogical, it's unethical, and we know that our people are going to be left very vulnerable, and we need to come together as a community and, let's have a big last-minute push to stop this bill. We need to kind of reorganise, re-energise, and fight for our rights.
Thanks, Kat. And thank you. It's really lovely to be home, actually, after being in New South Wales. Close. So, just acknowledging traditional owners of this land on which we meet, and thank you to Karina and other disabled Aboriginal people. It's 50% of Aboriginal people are disabled people and chronically ill, for your information. When we make cuts to people who are closest to the edge of the cliff. I can see so many faces here of people who fought for the NDIS, people like Nihal, people like Jordan, people who have worked tirelessly, parents who are really bloody tired. And for a long time, we didn't have the NDIS. We had institutions. It's cut out. There we go. We had institutions. I am 60 years old next year, and I was with Rocky Bay, Crippled Children's Association, you might remember it as. Rocky Bay is now being headed up by Rob DeLuca, the previous CEO of the NDIA, we found out yesterday. I was at a small mobility provider yesterday who were amazing, Wild West wheelchairs. And they were telling me that, about the innovations that they have and bringing in wheelchairs into the country from other countries and brand new things they're doing. All of these businesses are planned to go under these new changes. There's a big organisation called Ability First Australia. The three big players in Western Australia are Rocky Bay, Ability WA, who used to be the Ability Centre, etc. We all have really long memories, and those of you who are my age will remember the deaths of disabled people in institutions. You will remember that we did not have choice and control. You'd remember the old CAPE scheme for those of you who are wheelchair users, where you had to be somebody with cerebral palsy level 5, or you're a person who crawled around your house. If you became a paraplegic, then you'd have to quit your job so you could get a wheelchair. My first wheelchair was crowdfunded by my friends because I was a public servant working for TAFE. A few weeks ago, I got a $1 plan from the NDIS, and that's because I am a shouty activist. But guess what? I'm not going to stop shouting, and neither should the rest of us. We have got 11 days for this bill to pass. It should not pass, and any senator who lets it pass, in my opinion, is a monster. And as as somebody who was a long-term Labor voter, I am ashamed of the women in Labor who are allowing this to happen, who are allowing parents to go back to wiping their children's asses, who are making women give up jobs, who are making women crawl around their houses again if they've had their leg cut off. That was our reality back then, before the NDIS, and that is what we fought for. Bear no mistake, this is about money, it is about power, it is about properties, and you will find that it's about investors building places to put people with disability and older Australians in together so that we can build their portfolios. And are we going to do that?
No.
We're just not. We're not going to do it. WA got WA got the NDIS across the line, and we're going to fight. We're going to fight like they have never seen before. They say that politicians can fight dirty. Jordan can probably attest to that. But they don't know what people whose lives are under threat and what their livelihoods under threat. 204,000 jobs are predicted to go under the NDIS. They have already cut out plan management, which is now going to panel provision, and support coordination is going next. We are not going to go back, ever. We've got 11 days, and the next hearings on the 6th are going to be held in Perth. Thank you, Senator. And I'm looking forward to finding out where they are, because I think disabled people might like to attend.
Absolutely.
So, I know you're all tired. To be honest, I'm really fucking tired. I'm tired of hearing this rhetoric, of being gaslit by politicians. I am sick of being angry. I am sick of fighting. I am sick of talking to people and emailing and begging for the lives of people who just need what they need to be who they are. And I am not going to stop, neither should you. Stay alive, help your comrades and other people who with disability, and make sure we provide mutual aid, because we are stronger together. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sam. Next, please welcome Mia Westera, Disability Representative for the Murdoch University Student Guild.
So my name's Mia. I'm a disability advocate. My name's Mia. Right in. Okay, thank you. I'm a disability advocate and a climate change and water advocate. And somehow through all of my advocacy work, people who live with disability are consistently left out of the picture. My own university's administrative team even failing to address the basic issues that we raise to them related to accessibility and inclusion for students and visitors on campus. And their response is always insufficient at best. Both in our daily lives and in our political atmosphere, decisions are made for us, ones that affect our lives most, and our voices are treated like a box to tick. A way for governments to say, hey, we've consulted them, without actually listening to what we need or what we have to say. This NDIS bill reinforces that. It attempts to put our livelihoods, our health and our safety in the hands of a group of politicians who will never fully understand what it's like. The government talks about saving the NDIS for future generations. Well, what about this generation now? Yes, it's important to think about the future and to sift out anyone who might be abusing the system, but it's equally, if not more important, to think about everyone who is here now who needs the support now. And it's important to think about the lives and the people who are currently reaping the consequences of the NDIS cuts and who will reap them if this bill goes through. It not only threatens the health and safety of us, but also of human lives. While I do not qualify for NDIS support myself, I do have a lot of friends that do, and I have family that does, and most importantly, you do. You might feel alone in this, you might feel weak, but I'm here to tell you that you're not. The strongest people I have ever met live with a disability or a serious health condition, and I'm here to tell you that we can take matters back into our own hands. We shouldn't have to fight for basic human rights, just like we shouldn't be fighting our own institutions, our universities, our schools and our streets for access and equality. But I think that the fact that you showed up here today, the fact that you're willing to come all this way to fight for your rights and the rights of the other people around you shows that despite all the stereotypes and despite the stigma, that you are strong and we are strong together. We are not less worthy of support because we are considered different. We are humans and we are people. And we are a community that is strong and fighting, and we will fight until we are heard and to get the rights that we deserve. Thank you.
Thank you, Mia. Now enjoy a musical performance by Mia Nova.
You're gonna have to come in to hit a guitar first. How is that? Okay, ready?
Yeah. I said I'm disgusted by the robbing of dignity. They stripped away the freedom they stole our identity. My mind's with the people locked out of society. They're disabled, the strugglings, the one no one sees. Politicians counting profit while the people pay the cost. And I'm rising up with fury for every soul that's lost. I said free the mind, free the body, free our society. Break the wheel, break the signs, let the people breathe. They govern by the dollar, they govern by the screen. The algorithm's watching, you don't know what it means. You're a cog in the machine, and you're feeling someone's power, bowing down with ignorance and cowering by the hour. Politicians counting profit while the people pay the cost. And I'm rising up with fury for every soul that's lost. I said free the mind, free the body, free our society. Break the wheel, break the silence, let the people breathe. Believe in yourself, stand up, do what's right. You still got power in your hands, use it tonight. I see the genocide ignored by every radio, an oligarchy of profit and a technological throne. But the fire's inside you, and you don't have to stand alone. Find the fire inside you. Find the fire inside. They can't kill what they can't see. Find the fire inside! Our next speaker is Riley Breen from the Socialist Alliance. Please welcome Riley.
Hey everyone. So last weekend I was in Adelaide and I was participating in a protest outside the Federal Labor Party conference. I was watching as delegates and representatives entered the building where they would make decisions affecting the lives of hundreds of thousands of Australians. There, they affirmed the budget decision in May that would see $38 billion slashed from the NDIS scheme and cut off access for over 350,000 disabled people, largely children, according to the government's own modelling. This was the same budget, mind you, that committed to an increase of $53 billion to so-called defence spending, on top of the $50 billion increase last year to a total $425 billion over the next 10 years. Most of this defence spending has very little to do with defence. The AUKUS Pact, which locks us in militarily and strategically into support for the United States, and by extension the genocidal state of Israel, will cost an estimated $368 billion over the life of the project, with that figure growing rapidly. In the draft platform for the ALP conference, Labor included no less than 84 references to the disabled, all of them in the... I need a clipboard. All of them in the matter of supposedly defending our rights. The section on the NDIS itself began with a declaration that I'll read. Labor is committed to putting people with disability at the centre of disability policy and the design and delivery of disability services. Labor believes that Australians with disability, as well as their families and carers, deserve the chance to reach their full potential, and Labor will give them that opportunity. That's right. It's hard to imagine a more total disconnect between stated intent and reality. It's like someone kicking you in the shins and telling you it's for your own good. The reality, of course, is that under the guise of supposedly getting the NDIS back on track, at least 160,000 people will be cut off. Disability workers will lose their jobs, and the burden of care will fall again on families and communities. Overstretched systems will be further burdened. Teachers, nurses, hospitals and mental health care units, already under the strain of crushing cuts and neoliberalism, will be hit the hardest. The Labor Party tells us that the changes to the NDIS are necessary and difficult choices must be made for the sustainable future of the NDIS. A government that says it cannot afford to properly support disabled people while expanding spending on war is not facing an inevitability, it's making a political choice. Often when you talk to people about NDIS spending or all the other social spending that we'd like to see, they say, oh, well, that's nice, but where's the money going to come from? But the better question to ask is, where's the money going to right now? That's the question that needs to be asked. Approximately $50 billion a year is spent on the NDIS. Meanwhile, military spending is projected to reach $63.4 billion just over 2026 to 2027 and will continue rising. There are choices about where public money goes. The ALP could choose to properly fund disability support. They could choose to raise revenue from those with the greatest capacity to contribute, like the giant gas corporations, like Woodside, like the billionaires like Gina Reinhart. Instead, disabled people are being told that we must accept cuts, restrictions and uncertainty while billionaires continue to profit. And so we need to take back the wealth from the mining giants and the billionaires. We need to put back on the agenda a program of serious wealth distribution to fund not just the NDIS, but the desperate shortages in the health system, the construction of public housing for all and more, and all those things are connected to each other. And I'll finish on this point. The battle to stop these outrageous attacks on disabled people's lives can't just be fought in Parliament, just like all the other battles and all the other fights to protect our rights that we participate in. And that's why it's so great that all of you are here and why we need to keep on mobilising and keep on fighting for our rights.
Thank you, Riley. We're now pleased to welcome Patrick, who will perform a dance for us.
Thank you everyone for sharing your stories. My name is Patrick Gunasekara. I just want to begin by acknowledging that I'll be meeting with you all today on what Wajagmingabuja. It's a very warm day in this Makaroo season, usually meant to be quite rainy and cold. A lot of that is due to climate crisis at the moment, and I just want to extend my respects to First Nations elders, past, present and future, who, as Karina said at the start, are the worst impacted by these cuts and by all forms of ableism in this colony. So extending our solidarity with Mob today and always. I also just want to begin with an apology for agreeing to perform at a space that was not going to have audio description. I made an assumption that there would be audio description today, and so I'm just going to begin with some visual descriptions of what I'm going to be doing, and then also working out some areas that we can do this performance in that is going to be accessible to blind and vision impaired community who are here today. Does that sound okay? Yeah. I am a young Sri Lankan Australian man. I've got light skin, I've got curly long black hair, quite a puffy fringe, I'm queer, I'm wearing a very bright, high contrast coloured sort of raincoat with black pants, and I'm wearing these shoes that are sort of like sneakers, but they have a split sole like ballet shoes. They're actually sort of ballet sneakers and they're black as well. I've got a wheelchair, it is orange and black, it's got armrests, it has the foot plates up so that I'm using my feet when I'm moving around as well. My movement style is very connected to contemporary and ballet, so it's quite fluid and quite expressive. I'll be using my facial expressions, I have a moustache as well. And this piece is just going to be expressing a lot of the emotions of our community that sort of get pent up and that we often aren't allowed to express in society. And it will sort of be flowing through the movement of the song, and it will start with less movement and sort of growing and unfurling and blooming toward the end. I also want to check, folks here from blind and vision impaired community, can you see better in a straight line if something's right in front of you, or is it, because I am going to improvise what I do today, and I can absolutely do it all in a straight line if you want to gather in the middle, if that makes it more accessible. Would that be an option that you'd like to explore? You're okay? Yeah. Is there anything else that you need for this performance? Good? Okay. Thank you so much.
I'll do it just like I'll do it just my body's never been mine. At the hospital, sitting in a room full of strangers every time. I'm lucky, but are these the only people like me that I'd ever meet in my lifetime? They say I come, but I'll do it just to spite you. I'll do it just to spite you. I can feel your stare. Say, why do you walk like that? Why can't you ride? They don't think that I should ever try, but I'll do it just to spite you. I'll do time. But is it yours or is it mine? I am angry and tired. I don't want you to think I'm alive. I feel guilty at one time. But is it yours or is it mine? I am angry and tired. I don't want you to think I'm alive. And I'll do it just to spite you. 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 I'll do it just to spite you.
Thank you, Patrick, for that beautiful performance. Our final speaker today is Senator Jordan Steele-John from the Greens. Please welcome Senator Steele-John.
When I say disability, you say pride. Disability. Pride. Disability. Pride. Disability. Pride. We are gathered here today on Wujak Noongar Boodja, unceded and sovereign. We pay respect to elders past and present, and we recommit ourselves to the work of truth and treaty and justice and collaboration between disabled peoples and First Nations peoples now and always. My name is Jordan Steele-John and I am the Green Senator for WA and our party's disability spokesperson. I sit here filled with electricity and pride as I look out on this incredible group of humanity come together to protest these inhumane and cruel labour cuts, not just here today, but as part of a national day of action. Disabled community across the country coming together as one to speak and to raise our voice and our bodies and our minds with one voice, to say no to these cruel cuts to our National Disability Insurance Scheme. We, as disabled people, are part of a community which the last time the government bothered to check counted some 5.5 million among us. A further 3 million are connected to this struggle by their lived reality of playing caring roles for a member of their family or community. Hundreds of thousands more work with us daily as part of the allied health professions that work to enable us to live and move and grow and love within community. My point being, we are not alone. We are many. We are powerful. And we matter in this moment now more than ever. The Labour Party believe that they can cut some $40 billion from our NDIS over the next 4 years alone, and we'll just sit and take it. Labour believes that they can strip us of the funding that allow us to buy our groceries and see our doctors and attend our university classes and connect with our families and go to our jobs, and we'll just sit and take it.
No.
They've got another thing coming.
Well, our message to them today is you may well seek to strip us of our funding, but you have not stripped us of our vote. And we shall use our vote and our voice between now and when this bill is put before the Parliament, between now and when the country goes to the next election, to stop this bill in its tracks, to have it thrown in the bin, and then to throw you in the dustbin of history for daring to attempt to perpetrate such cruelty upon our community. Labour sees the disabled body and mind as an inconvenience, something to be solved and put away. Politicians on so many sides of discussions have treated us for so long as annoying, things to be ignored if possible. Indeed, many of us lived so long in the dark of institutionalisation and see the reality that these cuts threaten to send us back, threaten to condemn us once again to the group homes, to the day programmes where we were left alone, to never having our independence, never having a day as we planned it, a moment to ourselves. We will not return to this dark. We will not go quietly into the background once again. We will continue to fight
with everything we have,
in the name of everything we hold dear. And we will continue to build our power with community. Because although people in Canberra,
although politicians, although
the Prime Minister and the Minister may well think that it is acceptable to cut the NDIS, we know the truth. The community supports disabled people and our families.
Yes,
the community wants to see us provided with the essentials that we need. The community wants to see the gas exporters pay their fair share of tax.
the community wants to see the billionaires pay their fair share of tax. The community wants to see, I don't know, what about this radical idea
that we potentially buy 1 or 2 fewer nuclear submarines from Donald Trump rather than cut our NDIS. These are the priorities of the community. Now we have 8 days before the 14th of August. On the 14th of August, the Labor government is going to try to pass this cruel NDIS bill. They are going to try to legislate this betrayal of community. They are going to try to put the Prime Ministerial signature to a piece of legislation that harms the very community that Labor promised to protect. That's what they are going to do in 8 days' time. What we will do with the 8 days between now and then, what we must do, each and every one of us, is pick up the phone, send an email, contact members particularly of the Liberal Party, if you can believe it, in the Senate, who will have the deciding votes on whether this bill passes. We have 8 days to be, for want of a better word, as annoying as possible. Can you be annoying over the next a ruckus? Can you let your MP know that you oppose the NDIS cuts? Then together we will see this bill chucked in the bin.
A new political day dawn, where a parliament is elected, with every party knowing that if you cut the National Disability Insurance Scheme, if you attempt to take away our support to disabled people, then as politicians, the community will take away your job. On behalf of the Australian Greens and our broader
Disability community. When I say disability, you say pride. Disability. Disability. Disability.
Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Steele John. That concludes today's
rally. Thank you for all the
speakers, performers, volunteers, our Auslan interpreter Danny, and everyone who attended today. Your support and solidarity make a real difference. Please continue to connect with each other and travel home safely. Thank you, everyone.